Lil Baby has just been hit with a devastating Rico case targeting his 4PF, 4 Pockets Full, crew, with prosecutors tying him to a series of criminal activities, including the tragic murders of 2 young boys that shocked the city. This case is shaking the hip-hop world to its core, and while details are still emerging, one thing is clear. Law enforcement has been watching Lil Baby and his team for a long time, and now they're making their move. We all hope Lil Baby can get out of this mess. But right now, the situation looks serious. For years, Lil Baby has been one of the biggest names in hip-hop, rising from the streets of Atlanta to global superstardom. His story has always been about transformation, going from a young hustler to a legitimate businessman and rap mogul. But with success comes scrutiny, and law enforcement has never been far behind. Ever since Young Thug and YSL were taken down in their own Rico case, rumors have been circulating that 4PF could be next. Now, it looks like those whispers have become reality. The prosecutors are coming with everything they've got, and according to sources, they're building their case around a series of violent crimes they claim were carried out by members of 4PF. The most shocking part? They're linking Lil Baby's crew to the murder of 2 young boys, an incident that sent shockwaves through the community and left families devastated. Let's rewind and break this down. Months ago, 2 young boys, both under the age of 15, were found murdered in what police initially described as a targeted hit. At first, the streets were quiet about what really happened, but rumors started flying that this wasn't just a random act of violence. People were saying this was connected to deeper street politics, tied to ongoing beefs and power struggles happening behind the scenes. Law enforcement started digging, and that's when things took a turn. The prosecutors now claim they have evidence that individuals affiliated with 4PF were involved in the killings, and they're using that as a key piece in their Rico indictment. They say these murders weren't just random. This was organized crime, with orders coming from the top. And in their eyes, that means Lil Baby isn't just a rapper. He's a leader of a criminal enterprise. This is exactly the same playbook they use against Young Thug and YSL. They're arguing that 4PF isn't just a record label or brand. It's a street organization engaging in illegal activities, from drug trafficking to violent crimes. And now, with the murder of these 2 young boys on the table, they're hitting Lil Baby with charges that could carry serious time. But here's where things get even crazier. The feds have been watching 4PF for years, collecting wiretaps, surveillance footage, and witness testimonies. Some sources even claim there might be informants involved. People from inside the crew who are now working with prosecutors to take Lil Baby and 4PF down. If that's true, it means the case is even stronger than we realize. Lil Baby's arrest didn't come as a complete surprise to those paying attention. A few months ago, he started moving differently. Less public appearances, fewer big flexes on social media, and an overall more low-key presence. That's usually a sign that someone knows the heat is coming. And now, with this Rico case officially filed, it's clear that law enforcement has been making moves behind the scenes to build their case. The hip-hop community is already rallying behind Lil Baby. Fans, fellow rapper, and industry insiders are all speaking out, calling this another example of law enforcement targeting successful black artists. They point to how Rico laws were originally designed for taking down mafia organizations, but are now being used against rappers and their entourages. But here's the real question. Does the prosecution actually have enough to convict Lil Baby? Right now, they're painting a picture of him as a leader of a criminal operation, but that doesn't mean they have direct evidence tying him to the murders. It's possible that they're using guilt by association, claiming that because 4PF members were allegedly involved, that automatically implicates Lil Baby. But legally, that's a tough case to prove unless they have something concrete linking him to crimes. His legal team is already preparing for a battle. Lil Baby has the resources to fight this case with the best lawyers money can buy. And he's not going down without a fight. Expect a strong defense that challenges the prosecution's evidence, questions the credibility of informants, and argues that 4PF is nothing more than a music label. But here's the harsh reality. Rico cases are extremely difficult to beat. Prosecutors don't file these charges unless they're confident they can win. And if they really have evidence tying 4PF members to those murders, then Lil Baby is facing the fight of his life. What happens next? Right now, Lil Baby is in custody, waiting for his first court appearance. His legal team will likely push for bail, but given the severity of the charges, prosecutors might argue that he's a flight risk. If the judge denies bail, that means Lil Baby could be sitting behind bars for months or even years while this case plays out. Meanwhile, fans and industry insiders are demanding answers. If 4PF really is involved in this, then what went wrong? Was it just a few reckless individuals acting on their own, or was this something bigger? And why were two young boys the targets of such a brutal crime? One thing is for sure, this case is going to be one of the biggest in hip-hop history. It's not just about Lil Baby's career. It's about the ongoing battle between law enforcement and the rap industry. It's about how Rico laws are being used, and whether hip-hop artists can ever truly escape their past. We'll be following every update as this case unfolds, and we all hope Lil Baby can beat these charges and get back to doing what he does best. But right now, the future is uncertain, and the stakes couldn't be higher.